Hey, today I'm going to go over one of the most asked questions in my shop is how to make red icing red. Not pink, not close to being red, but like a dark crimson red. Years ago I took all the Wilson classes, and while I really enjoyed doing that, our instructor gave us some really good tips. And one of those tips was to add cocoa to our icing. If you wanted to have for your darker colors like black and navy blue or red. Well, as the years have gone on, I've come across more and more people that are allergic to chocolate. But they do make brown food coloring. So I'm going to show you how to make that crimson red. So today I'm using Chef Master's Buckeye Brown, and they're super red. Chef Master is a really good brand, and it's a lot like Americolor, and it covers very well. So if you haven't had a chance to use it and you come across it, then I suggest to use it. I took the little lid off of this brown, and you can tell it's got some left over on the top side there. I'm just going to scrape that off because you don't need a lot of brown. What you're looking for is to change the white of the icing to an off-white. So you don't need a whole lot of brown in it. And what I usually do is I start off with a couple of drops of brown. And since I don't have a whole bowl of icing here, then I'll just have a little bit of, just one drop will do. You can see how I've got it in there. I'm going to start it up. Now this is icing that I've made. It's got butter, and it's a half and half. Half butter, half Crisco. And that one drop has done way more brown than I would have thought. So, if you're not sure about this method, you can also use a toothpick, which I hate because I'm very impatient and I want it now. But anyway, this is kind of like a weird color brown. And that was just one drop, but I'm not using a whole lot of icing, so as you can tell, it's turned it like this weird looking brown, almost like a flesh color. Maybe somebody with a suntan. Okay, so we got that color going. Now we're going to use Super Red from Chef Master. Let me take off the foil thing here. Just give me a second. Now the only other method that you can do that I know of, if you don't want to take this route, is to make up your icing ahead of time and allow it to sit. And depending on how much red you need, now that was 2 drops. But depending on how long you need it to sit up. Well, that worked out nice. As you can tell, it's already starting to turn red. You got a nice, and I'll have to finish mixing this up. And it may not be the dark red that I need, and I don't think it's going to be. I think I'm going to have to add another drop or so. But as you can see right off the bat here, that's pretty red already. So I'm just but I would like it a little bit more red. So we're going to do a drop, 2 more. You just mix it. It's really stiff icing, so I make my icing really stiff. have an issue with that too. You know, the problem I have is that I can't start off with thinned icing and make it thick. For some reason, I don't know, it just doesn't never make it thick. Okay, so here we go. Here's some red. Looks like a nice autumn red. But I would still like it a little bit more red. So I'm going to add another drop of this. 2 drops. And then I'll see what that comes out to be. Let's see what that does. Now we might be getting somewhere. Still have to use a lot of red color, I think, for the amount of icing that I've had. But keep in mind that your white icing absorbs color. So when you start off with a bright white, it's very hard to get a deep color. Your brighter colors are not so hard to get, but your deeper colors are. And this is a very nice red. And I didn't have to wait for it. You can use this for Elmo. I'm thinking that the crimson red, though, needs to be a bit darker than that. So I'm going to add another drop of brown. And another drop of red. And we stir. And you can tell whenever you're mixing this together, it looks almost black, like you've got black streaks in it. And that's what the brown does. It helps to tone down the brightness of the white so that it's not quite so bright. And you always want to start off with, if you're not really sure, a drop or 2 at a time. I know that seems like a bit, you know, over and over again, but it's easier to add to it than it is to take it out. And so there you got it. Look, that's a nice crimson color. That's very nice. And as you can tell, it's very nice. It's a very nice red, very dark red. It even has a little bit of black in it. If you want it to be a little bit lighter than that, then go ahead and add, and I think I am. I'm going to go ahead and add in another drop or 2 of the red. Now, I've been doing it this way for about 6 or 7 years. This is the easiest way that I know to get your darker colors, especially the red and the black, to be the color that you need. And this is perfect. Oh, it's pretty. This is a true red. And I really, really like this color. I like this color for a lot of things. Your hearts. I like this color for crimson, like for the Alabama team. And even for Elmo. Alright guys, well, that's all I needed to show you for today. I hope you enjoyed the tip.